and welcome back to Judgment Day Holiday Edition. I feel like I need one of those like bell shakers every time I do the intro. It's like
We need sleigh bells. We need sleigh bells.
Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? Oh my goodness. I hope that's not copyright. I think that was made like in the 1880s or something though. So I think we're good. Anyway, I'm joined with Anne and Olivia for our special season 2 mini series of a mini series. Holiday edition of Judgment Day, where we take Reddit posts specifically looking at holiday incidents and we share them with the world. So I think without further ado, I'm going to turn over to Anne to read us a case, and we're going to do a little case study.
All right, classes are coming up. Am I the asshole for banning alcohol from Christmas?
Oh, this is tough
to watch both of you because I know you enjoy a little drop now and again.
I love a good cocktail.
As someone having a Mountain Dew hard seltzer as we speak.
Are those
Baja
good?
Blast.
Those look yummy.
These are actually, this might be a top 5 seltzer of all time. I'm not going to lie to you.
Top 5?
It's very juicy and flavorful, all while still retaining 100 calories, I believe. Oh yeah, 100. So yeah, these are really good.
Is that our sponsor, Matt?
I wish. Please.
Let's reach out to the department.
I love reviewing hard seltzers. Honestly, like if I had time to do like a brand, it would just be me reviewing hard seltzers around the clock. But anyway,
no hard seltzers at this Christmas.
Listen. My initial reaction is, yes, you do not need alcohol to have fun. Absolutely. But why are we not having alcohol as an option? You know, and now I want to know why. And that'll kind of maybe, because like if someone said to me, like, Olivia, you're having a wedding, right? And if you said, okay, it's a cash bar, I'd be like, ooh, cheap, but that's fine. But if you said no alcohol, I think I'd still pull up with a 6-pack. I mean, I don't know. I feel like some things deserve a little treat. So I don't know. That's my initial.
I've been
response.
A bridesmaid in a dry alcohol or a dry wedding, and I did indeed bring my own alcohol. So.
You were like, this water is so good.
100%.
It's my Christmas. I'll go dry if I want to. Okay, let's see. My husband's family likes to drink.
Okay.
Every holiday, and look, I'm old school. I printed.
Oh.
Every holiday includes multiple bottles of wine and cocktails. I hate
bottles of cocktails. Where are they getting bottles of cocktails?
I hate drinking. I have never drank. My father was an alcoholic. I think it's childish if you can't have fun without drinking.
Okay. A little harsh, Judge Judy on the Reddit.
This year, I'm hosting Christmas for a change, and I decided, since it's at my house, no alcohol allowed, we are all getting older, and it's time to grow up. My husband's sister called to ask what she could bring. She saw a recipe for a Christmas martini that she wanted to bring. I told her about my no alcohol rule. She didn't say much, but she must have told the rest of the family. Some of them started texting me, asking if I was serious and saying that it is lame, but I'm not budging. Now, it turns out my husband's sister is hosting an alternate gathering that almost everyone is choosing to go to. It is so disrespectful because they would have to spend one day sober. My husband told me he talked to his sister and we are invited to her gathering. And he said we should just go and stop causing issues, but I won't. It is rude. Now my husband's mad at me because I'm making him stay home and spend Christmas with me, but it was my turn to host and I chose to have a no alcohol Christmas and they could have dealt with it for 1 year.
This reminds me of the time.
Am I the asshole?
This reminds me of the time when I was teaching as part of a camp for kids, and the one kid was a little rowdy, and they come storming in, and I knew something was up, and I was like, uh-oh. And I'm just, editing something or whatever. And then the leader of the camp comes in and goes, first, number one, which, when someone does like a whole listicle thing, it's like, uh-oh. Number one, if you don't like my rules, you can leave. And guess what that kid did? That kid left the school property. That kid took that and said, okay, I will leave, and straight up dipped. And you should have seen the look of that supervisor's face. She was like, and I'm like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
And you tell a kid who's a little rebellious, who, has no problem telling authority what he thinks, what did you think was going to happen? This is exactly that scenario, but with the family gathering, I think. I mean, what did she think was going to happen?
What do you think, Olivia?
It brings me back to like, I can so see like your situation panning out like that. That's so funny. But like, it just brings me back to the whole like, well, if I don't want it, it's not going to be there. And so it's just,
Yeah.
it's just like, that is just, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah. I know. And I'm torn on this one because here's why. Yeah, not budging at all. So now it's like, okay, clearly no one's coming. So now it's become an issue, right? And I feel like, yeah, you're hosting, do what you want. Like I said, it's your Christmas, do whatever you want. But also know that I feel like as a host or hostess, what is the goal?
Mm-hmm.
To make your guests comfortable and happy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's the goal, right? Miss Olivia, you and I have some hostessing, waitressing experience, right? It's not about us if you're hosting.
Right.
But then the flip side is it is her party, but also why are you having a party? Is the party to care for others and show them a nice time? I do agree you don't have to have alcohol to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like she should be ready for the consequence of no one caring to go if they want to have a beverage.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know. This is tough. What do y'all think?
I understand her, like her reasoning, I guess, like if her dad is an alcoholic, like I get the thought process behind, you don't need alcohol to have fun. But at the same time, it's not everybody that drinks is an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more so like, is it directly affecting you or your time or your,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like, if it's not directly affecting you, I don't understand why it's such a big deal for you then.
Yeah. That's right.
There's a couple things. I think one, her attitude about them, it is very high horse. And I totally understand, I don't drink because my father was an alcoholic.
That I get too.
That part I get, but then it completely goes to, I just think that they're immature and they're kids and like we need to grow up and blah, blah. And it's like that part of it to me, that's when she really lost me. I wasn't like in her corner, but I certainly was not anywhere near the corner by that point. Another thing too is, maybe like we don't know, like how often does this family meet? If it's like the whole family and we only get together a handful of times throughout the year, that's one thing. If it's like every Sunday dinner is family dinner with everybody and everyone's getting wasted. Also, too, how many people? Because she said, well, they go through a few bottles of wine. Well, if it's 12 people, I mean, a few bottles of wine is probably on par with what you'd expect. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think I will say it's really ballsy for the family member who said, I'm just going to host Christmas instead. Here's the secret invite. That I don't think I'd be able to do. I think that was a little ballsy, but I don't know.
I think it is her absolutist tone that makes it off-putting. If that, as the hostess, if she wants a dry Christmas party, fine, because I feel like you can have an after party wherever. Yeah. It's the way that she's implying that anyone who drinks is immature and a child that gives it this different tone. And that's the problem I have. And I do wonder how close they live to each other, because maybe there's a compromise here. Could she host Christmas dinner? And then there's sort of this after party, holiday party edition for those who want to partake. If my mom said, we're hosting Christmas and it's going to be dry, I'd respect it. Your house, your rules. And so that's the side of me that's like, you're not the asshole. Your house, your rules. You're hosting. But then part of me is like, but you're being an asshole in how you're dishing it out.
Mhm.
Like how you're delivering it is what's making you the asshole.
But also, like, you can have these expectations, boundaries, and standards, but other people have those as well, right? So you can say, I'm gonna host, you can't drink, and it's the other person's right to say, you know what, I don't get to drink often, or to me, you know,
I agree.
I want to be able to indulge, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it too. It's like she can't get on, you know, oh, well, you know, they should come to mine because I'm supposed to host it. Well, you put these boundaries in place, you know, you got to respect when people say that doesn't work for me.
I agree. And I
So-
think that's what's making her the asshole. It wasn't so much the dry Christmas as it was
Mhm.
her delivery of.
Just like the sense of entitlement is really just kind of what.
Yes. You want to hear some comments?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I love this one. I got one for OP. I don't know why it's OP. So, but the woman mix 2 parts orange juice, and instead of 1 part vodka, substitute with cranberry juice, and bam, you've got a non-alcoholic Ebenezer screwdriver.
I love it.
Seriously, both my sisters are recovering alcoholics, and they would never even be that uptight. Then saying you have to grow up is just so bloop smug.
Yeah.
I could definitely understand where she was coming from if she was an alcoholic herself, or if, say, she only was hosting dinner and asked everyone nicely if they could not drink at her house, but they were free to continue the evening elsewhere. I hadn't read the comments yet, so that's
funny,
kind of
yeah.
on par what I was saying. But the way she writes, she's calling everyone childish, saying they need to grow up, and trying to control everyone else's holidays. That's why she's the asshole. That's kind of in line with, I think, what we all felt.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to send through here. Seriously, who wouldn't rather go to the sisters' party? Yeah, it's saying that's not what's going on here. I'd have sympathy if she just felt she was being pressured to have a party with all drinks. It's the way she's handling it that's making her the asshole. So pretty much everyone's agreeing with that.
Yeah.
It's her way of doing it. It's her way of being absolutist and calling everyone children because they want a Mountain Dew that's on the.
And I will say that's the beauty, I think, of these posts and why it's so interesting, because you can tell so much about the person in the way that they write these things.
Yeah.
You know, what they leave out, what they like skate on by, or, you know, they put in things that make they want to get you on their side. Isn't it childish? You know, and it backfires. I think people can read through that. So
yeah.
Wow, another
you'll like this one. One said, I stopped reading it. It's time to grow up.
That's what I checked out too. Another Grinch has been discovered. And
right.
Hopefully Cindy Lou Who and her friends can have some vodka lemon drop shots for Christmas.
She needs to stop whining and get in the Christmas spirit.
Oh, that was painful.
Spence like that.
Oh my God. Hey, thanks for another judgment. And when we'll have some more episodes coming out. And until then, drink plenty of spirits. And enjoy Christmas spirit.
Or hot tea.
I had both. Earlier. Yeah, look at me.
Water.
There you go, Liv.
Judgment Day is a podcast by Starbolt Studios. Judgment Day is executively produced by Matt Hribar, Logan Molnar, and Raina Beutel. For more awesome content, just go to starboltstudios.com or on their Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter page.